Okay, I have a double reveal routine to share with you today, and it's based on a routine by Warner Miller, which I will link in the description below if you want to see his original presentation of this. So for my version, what you need are the jack of clubs and spades. These are going to be our helper cards in just a few minutes. And then from there, what we need, the spectator. In fact, this is best, I suppose, with two spectators, since it's going to be a double reveal. But if you have just one, that's fine as well. But let's say we have two spectators. So the first spectator randomly chooses a card. The second spectator does the same. Okay, and so these will be the cards that they've freely chosen for the performance. Okay. Now, I don't have spectators here, so unfortunately, we're going to have to see what the cards are. Ooh, that's a nice one. King of Hearts. Oh, boy. Check that out. What are the chances? Okay, well, apparently things like this happen at random because it just has happened here. Okay, so King of Hearts for the spectator A, and then King of Diamonds for spectator B. What would be really cool, in fact you probably should do this, is have each spectator look at their cards independently and not share it with the other, because that's going to be quite a fun surprise at the end, but that's just chance here in this particular selection. Okay, and now from here what you need is you need 9 random cards. And these can be chosen by the spectator. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8. I think 2 got set down. We'll double check here. So let's mix these. Now we only need 9. Well, if we have more than 9, we'll find that out. Okay, so you just mix these because we need 3 piles of 3s. Okay, so that's what we need here. So there we go. So second card in each and a third. Perfect. Okay, so three cards of 3 piles of 3 cards each. Okay, now you turn to spectator A and you say, well, of course they need to remember their card, King of Hearts, and then you have them place their card on any one of the 3 piles. Okay, it really is their choice. So maybe they place it right here. And now they're free to stack either one of these on top. So let's say they stack this one right there. That's fine. Now you turn to spectator B and you say, okay, please place your card on top of either one of these piles. So if they place it here, you stack those on top. They may choose to place it right there, and then you stack that one on top. That would be just fine. And now you ask the spectators to come up with a joint random number between 10 and 20. Okay, so let's say they choose 12. Okay, so what you do there is you take their number and you count out 12 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12, right? We had to go over because we only have 11 here. And then you say, okay, I've done that for spectator A. Let's do the same thing for spectator B. 1, 2, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. And then at this point, you turn to your jacks, and you can have the spectators randomly order these however they like and set them on top of the packet of 11. And now you turn to spectator A and you say, please cut the cards and complete the cut. So spectator A goes like this and completes the cut. And then you turn to spectator B and say, please perform an independent cut of your own. And so maybe they go like this and complete the cut. Now, of course, if you only have one spectator, you could just have a single cutting of the cards done. And now what you do as the performer is you explain to them you're going to mix the cards in a thorough way, and one in which they're deciding how the piles are stacked. So let me show you. So we're going to perform what's called an even or odd. This is the even up jog. So you jog forward the even position cards, and then you ask spectator A, how would you like these stacked? Your choice. Left on right. Okay. Turn to spectator B, do the same thing. Just do an even up jog. And then you strip those out and you ask spectator B, how they would want these stacked. Maybe they'll say right on left. That would be just fine. And then from here, all you need to do is just ribbon spread the cards on the table like that. And then you'll notice that the jacks have captured 2 cards. Okay, can you see that? And so at this point, what you do is you just separate them and you turn to spectator A and you say, what was the card that you chose at the beginning? You say, well, very good. That's actually what I found as well, the King of Hearts. And then you turn to spectator B and say, what was your card? And they're going to say, well, it's a king as well. It's a king of diamonds. What do you think the chances are that that's the king of diamonds? Oh, I don't know what the chances are, but it is the king of diamonds. Amazing. Okay, so this is self-working. I suppose there's only one subtlety to be aware of that I'll point out. But all of the steps have been shown. There's no setup for it. Okay, I want to show you just one subtlety to this performance, which will give you a bit more power. It's what I used in the performance. Do you remember when we had 3 piles of 3, and then spectator A was free to put their card anywhere? So maybe they'll put it here, and then maybe they'll choose to have these put on top. Okay, and then spectator B's card right here, and they choose to put it right here, let's say, and then we're going to stack these on top of that. Okay, so that's the opposite of what happened in the performance. That's why I wanted to kind of cover it here. It's not too hard. So in the performance, the King of Hearts was like here, King of Diamonds was here. Well, let me just tell you that at the end, when you go to reveal these, so you'll have the spectator's cards face down right before the reveal. Okay, I've just chosen 2 random cards to represent those. So what's going to happen is they're going to line up. So the spectator's card in the lower half of the packet will be on the left. The spectator's card in the upper half of the packet will be on the right. So if this had happened in the performance, instead of turning to this card for spectator A, I would know that spectator A's card, which was the King of Hearts, is over here. So I could even just reverse the question. I could say, well, spectator B, what was your card? You know, and they'll say what it was. It's going to be the King of Diamonds, and I know it's on the left. And then spectator A, what was your card? They'll say the King of Hearts, and I know it's on the right. Okay, so this will just enable you to know for sure where each spectator's card is located. Okay, now if you find that confusing, you can abandon that entirely and just at the end turn to spectator A and say, what was your card? Okay, very good. Spectator B, what was your card? Very good. And then reveal them together. And then you don't have to worry about correctly identifying which one to turn over for each spectator. So that would be a workaround if you want to simplify life. Okay, very good. So everything else is as shown. There's no other sneaky bits to this whatsoever. Also, I want to point out that when I ask for a random number between 10 and 20, and then I counted out that many cards twice, that's called 2 identical HyperCOATings. So I will add a link in the description below to HyperCOATings, which is a very powerful idea. But in this case, performing that counting out, I think the spectators chose 12. So I counted out 12 twice. It actually constitutes a false shuffle. So it brings the packet back to its original order so it doesn't disturb anything. So if you're interested in HyperCOATings and the kinds of things you can do with this amazing idea, take a look in the description below for the links to various videos in which I use HyperCOATings. So thank you for watching, and take a look at other videos on the Absolute Math Magic channel.